The morning sun cast a reddish hue over Red Rock Base, the bustling heart of Mars' first human colony. It was a sight to behold, gleaming domes, towering antennas, and an array of research labs. The air buzzed with excitement, though one could hardly tell if it was the thrill of discovery or the caffeine kicking in. For Dr. Alex Cheng, a scientist with more enthusiasm than common sense, it was a bit of both. "Okay, team, gather around. Today's the day we make history," Alex announced, his voice echoing through the lab, causing several coffee cups to rattle. He stood at the head of a makeshift table littered with rocks, tools, and a rather disgruntled Martian dust bunny that seemed to be judging his enthusiasm. His colleagues rolled their eyes but gathered anyway. Dr. Mia Torres, his lab partner, leaned against the wall, arms crossed, her lips twitching in a suppressed smile. "If by make history you mean trip over a rock and break another drill, then yes, we're definitely on track." Rick, the ever-optimistic engineer, chimed in, "At least we're not on the news for blowing something up, yet." He held up a gleaming, slightly bent metal rod, one of the many questionable improvements he'd made to their equipment. Alex grinned. "I'm feeling lucky today. Let's uncover some alien secrets beneath this dusty surface." He gestured dramatically, nearly knocking over a beaker of bubbling liquid that Mia deftly caught. As they prepped for the day's excavation, a slight tremor rattled the base. "Did anyone order an earthquake?" Rick joked, his laughter echoing against the metallic walls. "Just a Martian wake-up call," Mia replied, her eyebrow raised. "Focus, Alex. Let's not wake any ancient civilizations before we're ready." Moments later, the team stood before the excavation site, a gaping hole revealing layers of rock and dust. Alex led the charge, enthusiasm propelling him forward. As they carefully removed the top layer, a strange, iridescent glow emanated from deep within the ground. "Is that?" Mia began, squinting into the darkness. "Something amazing, I hope." Alex replied, practically vibrating with anticipation. "Let's see what Martian secrets we can uncover." With a few more taps and nudges, the glowing object surfaced, a peculiar, ornate artifact etched with unfamiliar symbols and a slight pulsing light. It resembled a disco ball from a very avant-garde planet. "This is it. The discovery of a lifetime," Alex exclaimed, his eyes wide with wonder. But just as he reached out to touch it, the artifact unleashed a torrent of shimmering energy. It spiraled into the air, coalescing into a holographic projection of a figure, a small, green alien in a sequin jumpsuit, busting a move as if auditioning for the galaxy's next big dance competition. The team burst into laughter, the tension evaporating instantly. "What is this? The Martian version of So You Think You Can Dance?" Mia giggled, clutching her stomach. As the alien twirled and leaped, a deep, resonant voice boomed from the hologram. "Greetings, Earthlings. We are the Zarxians, the rightful rulers of Mars." "Rulers? More like entertainers." Rick laughed, pointing at the hologram's exaggerated dance moves, but the laughter abruptly halted when a low rumble echoed through the base, shaking everything in its wake. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the hologram flickered, suddenly serious. "Awakened from our slumber, we shall reclaim what is ours. Prepare for invasion." "What? This wasn't in the job description," Alex exclaimed, stumbling backward into a pile of rocks. Mia's expression shifted from amusement to alarm. "We need to contain this situation, fast." As the hologram faded, the reality set in. They had just triggered an ancient Martian civilization's awakening, and they were at the center of it. What had begun as a day of excitement and humor was quickly turning into a dire emergency. "Okay, team," Alex said, gathering his thoughts amid the chaos. "We need to figure out how to stop these aliens from invading Earth. And preferably before we become their intergalactic reality show contestants." They scrambled back to the lab, adrenaline pumping. "We need to decode whatever that artifact was," Mia said, her fingers flying over the computer keyboard. "If we can understand the Zarxians' language, we might be able to negotiate. Or distract them with a really good dance-off." Rick suggested, trying to lighten the mood. "Focus, Rick." Mia snapped, though a smile crept onto her face. Hours passed as they sifted through ancient texts, charts, and Rick's increasingly ludicrous ideas. Just as frustration began to mount, Mia stumbled upon a passage that referenced a cultural exchange program between the Zarxians and Earth. "It looks like they valued creativity and entertainment. If we can convince them that we have something unique to offer, we might stall their plans." Alex's eyes sparkled with inspiration. "What if we host a competition? A showcase of Earth's best talents, music, dance, comedy. We could even invite them to participate." Rick's enthusiasm kicked into high gear. "And I could build a stage. With lights. And smoke effects." Mia couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. "Right, because nothing screams peaceful negotiation like a smoke machine." Okay, Alex said, trying to rein in the excitement. "Let's get this plan together. We need to impress them and buy time to figure out a more permanent solution." With newfound determination, the team dived into preparations. They scoured the base for anything they could use for their showcase: old video equipment, musical instruments, even a dusty karaoke machine that had seen better days. As night fell, they set up the stage outside under the vast Martian sky, stars twinkling above like curious spectators. Alex, Mia, and Rick gathered around, adrenaline mixing with anticipation. This is either going to be the greatest interplanetary cultural event in history or a total disaster, Mia mused. Why not both? Alex replied, a grin spreading across his face. Just then, the ground shook again, and a series of bright lights lit up the sky. "They're coming!" Rick shouted, pointing into the distance. Emerging from the horizon were figures silhouetted against the Martian dust, Zarxians, swaying to the rhythm of an unheard beat, their colorful outfits sparkling like the disco ball they had unearthed. As they approached, Alex took a deep breath, ready to embrace the ridiculousness of it all. "Welcome, Zarxians. We present to you the Earth Talent Showcase. Prepare for a night of fun and laughter." And with that, the first interplanetary cultural exchange began, as the humans and Zarxians stood face to face, ready to dance their way into an uncertain future. As the Zarxians approached the makeshift stage, Alex could hardly believe the sight before him. The aliens were taller than expected, with shimmering skin that changed colors in the Martian light. Each wore extravagant outfits adorned with strange patterns that looked like a mashup of a thrift store explosion and a futuristic fashion show. "Greetings, Earthlings," one of the Zarxians, who appeared to be their leader, announced in a surprisingly melodic voice. "We are here to partake in this talent showcase you have proposed." "Yeah, talent showcase. You got it," Alex replied, his voice barely disguising his nervousness. He motioned for Mia and Rick to join him at the front of the stage. "We'll go first to kick things off." Mia gave him a look that could only be described as dread mixed with "you've got to be kidding. We're not actually performing, are we?" "Of course we are. What better way to demonstrate our culture than to give them a taste of Earth?" Alex grinned, though his heart raced. Rick, ever the jokester, seized an old tambourine from the prop table. "I'll play backup. You handle the singing, Alex. Just remember to keep it PG, these aliens might have very different ideas about what's appropriate." As the trio stepped onto the stage, the Zarxians erupted in applause, their clapping resembling a mix between enthusiastic waves and gentle rhythmic thumping. "Ladies and gentlemen, beings of all dimensions, we present to you an Earth classic," Alex declared, grabbing the tambourine from Rick and signaling for the music to start. Mia shot him a panicked look as the opening chords of "Don't Stop Believin'" filled the air. "You've got to be kidding me," she whispered, but Alex was already belting out the first verse, his voice shaky but determined. To his surprise, the Zarxians began to dance, their movements fluid and otherworldly. Their rhythmic sways and spins transformed the whole area into a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds. Encouraged by the crowd's enthusiasm, Mia joined in, her voice growing steadier, and soon Rick was clapping along, tambourine in hand. The performance continued, and as they finished with a dramatic flourish, the Zarxians erupted into cheers. "Bravo, Earthlings! You have captured our hearts and entertained our souls," the leader exclaimed, his eyes shimmering with excitement. Next, it was the Zarxians' turn. They performed a mesmerizing dance that seemed to defy gravity, floating and spinning in perfect harmony. The Martian dust sparkled around them like confetti. Their performance was both beautiful and utterly bizarre, involving an intricate routine of flips and twirls accompanied by harmonious alien sounds that resonated deep within. As the showcase continued, Earth's talents were on full display, everything from improv comedy, which the Zarxians found particularly perplexing, to Mia's surprising skill at juggling space rocks. Laughter and applause echoed under the Martian sky, the tension from earlier fading into the background. Yet, as the night wore on, Alex knew they couldn't rely solely on entertainment to prevent an invasion. They needed to make a deeper connection. "Hey, everyone!" Alex called out, stepping back into the spotlight after the final performance. "We'd like to share something very special with you, a tradition of our own." "What kind of tradition?" the Zarxian leader asked, tilting his head in curiosity. "It's called a friendship pact," Alex replied, glancing nervously at Mia and Rick. "A way to honor our cultures and ensure peace between us." "Peace? We like peace," the leader exclaimed, his face lighting up. With Rick's help, they set up a makeshift friendship wall on the stage, a large canvas for everyone to decorate. "Let's create a masterpiece together. Earth and Zarxian cultures combined," Mia suggested, her creativity shining through. The aliens were quick to respond, using their shimmering colors to paint and create. Earthlings contributed doodles, handprints, and words of friendship, while the Zarxians drew swirling patterns and symbols that represented unity. As the night came to a close, the wall transformed into a vibrant tapestry, a symbol of their newfound alliance. The Zarxian leader stepped forward, presenting a small, iridescent orb, a token of their friendship. "This is a Zarxian crystal. It symbolizes our connection. With it, we pledge to protect each other's worlds." Mia, Alex, and Rick exchanged glances, smiles widening. "We accept this gift with honor," Alex replied, feeling a warmth spread through him. "Together, we can explore the stars as allies." The atmosphere shifted, filled with laughter and camaraderie. The fear of invasion had morphed into a celebration of culture and understanding. As the festivities continued, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. They had turned a potential disaster into an intergalactic party, and in doing so, they had forged friendships that could last a lifetime. As dawn broke over Mars, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The two cultures stood side by side, ready to explore the mysteries of the universe together. Who knew saving the world could be so much fun? Rick chuckled, raising a glass of Martian juice in a toast. Here's to unexpected friendships. Mia added, clinking her glass against his, and as Alex looked out at the colorful blend of Earthlings and Zarxians, he couldn't help but smile. The future was bright, and perhaps Mars wasn't so bad after all. As the first rays of sunlight kissed the Martian horizon, the celebratory atmosphere at Red Rock Base was electric. The mixed crowd of Earthlings and Zarxians, united by laughter and camaraderie, gathered around the friendship wall, their colorful creations glinting in the morning light. The orb gifted by the Zarxian leader, a swirling, luminescent crystal, sat at the center of the makeshift stage, a tangible reminder of their newfound alliance. Today marks a new beginning, Alex announced, his voice cutting through the gentle buzz of conversation. Let's not only celebrate what we've created together, but let's also plan our next steps. This partnership could lead to amazing discoveries. Mia, still buzzing from the previous night's events, nodded in agreement. Absolutely. The Zarxians have knowledge of Martian history that could fill in the gaps of what we've been trying to uncover. If we share our technologies and cultures, who knows what we can achieve? Rick, animated as ever, jumped in. And let's not forget about our science experiments. Imagine the breakthroughs we could have with Zarxian tech. We might even invent a drink that doesn't taste like burnt rubber. The Zarxians, their faces glowing with excitement, gathered closer. The leader stepped forward, his sequined outfit shimmering under the rising sun. We, the Zarxians, are eager to learn from you. Our ancient texts tell tales of your world, but they are incomplete. Together, we can create a library of knowledge. Alex clapped his hands together. A collaborative library. Let's make it happen. We can set up a research exchange program. You teach us about your technology, and we can share our scientific methods. The enthusiasm in the air was infectious. Mia turned to Rick, her eyes sparkling. And how about a cultural festival? We can showcase Earth's music and arts while the Zarxians display their unique traditions. Count me in. Rick exclaimed. I'll get to work on some wild sound systems. We'll need lights, holograms, everything. Great. Let's brainstorm ideas right now, Alex said, pulling out a tablet. We'll sketch out the details and gather everyone's input. As they huddled together, brainstorming ways to integrate their cultures, the Zarxians revealed their own plans. We have unique art forms that utilize bioluminescence. They could illuminate your celebrations in a way you have never seen, one of the Zarxians chimed in, a wide grin spreading across his face. Mia's eyes lit up. Bioluminescent art? That sounds incredible. It would be amazing to combine our music with your visuals. They began to map out ideas, sketching notes and drawings on the tablet, excitement building with each suggestion. The atmosphere was charged with possibility, the walls of their respective cultures beginning to dissolve with every shared thought and laugh. As they worked, Alex felt a sense of hope swell within him. They were not just saving themselves from an impending alien invasion, they were creating something beautiful. Together, they were writing a new chapter for both Earth and Mars, one filled with collaboration and understanding. Hours later, a sudden beep from Alex's communicator interrupted their creative frenzy. He glanced at the screen and frowned. Oh, it's command. I think they're finally catching wind of the unusual happenings here. The group fell silent, exchanging glances. Should we answer it? Mia asked, her voice tinged with apprehension. We might not have a choice, Alex replied, swiping to accept the call. The screen flickered to life, revealing a stern-looking commander with a furrowed brow. Dr. Cheng, report, the commander said, his voice clipped. We had a little incident with an artifact, but, Alex began, only to be interrupted. An incident? You mean an alien invasion? You're on the line for this, Cheng. What is the status of your situation? The tension in the air grew thick as Alex struggled to find the right words. Actually, sir, things are under control now. We've established peaceful contact with the Xarxians. They're not our enemies. In fact, we've established contact with an alien race? This is a serious breach of protocol. You should have reported immediately. Alex raised a hand to stop the tirade. With all due respect, Commander, if you'd seen what we've accomplished, you'd understand. The Xarxians are eager to cooperate. We're planning a cultural exchange that could benefit both our civilizations. The commander's expression softened, if only slightly. Cultural exchange? What exactly does that entail? Art, music, technology sharing, you name it. We're working on a festival to celebrate our collaboration, and we believe it could enhance Earth's standing in the galaxy, Alex explained, feeling a surge of confidence. The commander looked pensive. A festival, you say? And the Xarxians aren't hostile? No, sir. They're friendly, curious, and excited to work with us, Alex insisted. We have the opportunity to create something unique, a relationship based on mutual respect. There was a long pause, and Alex held his breath, waiting for the commander's response. Very well, Dr. Cheng. I'll allow this cultural exchange to proceed, but I expect a full report on your activities and findings. You're on thin ice. Understood, sir. Alex replied, relief flooding through him. The screen went dark, and the group erupted in cheers, excitement igniting once more. We did it! Rick shouted, throwing his hands in the air. The commander is on board. Mia laughed, shaking her head in disbelief. I can't believe we pulled that off. Now let's get to planning this festival. We need to make it unforgettable. With a renewed sense of purpose, they returned to their brainstorming, ideas flowing freely. As they planned the festival, they envisioned colorful displays, music that resonated with the heartbeats of two worlds, and laughter that transcended the vastness of space. Days turned into weeks, and the preparations accelerated. Both Earthlings and Xarxians worked side by side, sharing their knowledge and talents. The base transformed into a vibrant hub of creativity, with banners and decorations that reflected the unique blend of both cultures. Finally, the day of the festival arrived, and excitement buzzed through the air like static electricity. The once sterile environment of Red Rock Base was now adorned with glowing lights, bioluminescent art, and eclectic booths showcasing everything from Xarxian cuisine to Earth's beloved snacks. As night fell, the stage was set for the grand opening. Alex stood backstage, his heart racing with anticipation. He glanced at Mia and Rick, who were adjusting their makeshift costumes. Rick had donned a ridiculous alien outfit complete with antennas, while Mia wore a flowing gown that shimmered like the Martian surface. Are you ready for this? Alex asked, a grin spreading across his face. Mia took a deep breath, her eyes sparkling. Ready as I'll ever be. Let's show them what Earth has to offer. With a nod, Alex stepped out onto the stage, the spotlight bathing him in light. The crowd, a vibrant mix of Earthlings and Xarxians, erupted in applause, their cheers echoing through the night. Welcome, everyone, to the first-ever Earth-Zarxian Cultural Festival. Alex announced, his voice strong. Tonight, we celebrate not just our differences, but our shared love for creativity and collaboration. The crowd cheered, and as the first performers took the stage, an Earthling band playing a lively tune intertwined with Zarxian melodies, the atmosphere burst with energy. People danced, laughed, and mingled, bridging the gap between two worlds with every step. Mia joined the band on stage, her voice soaring above the music, harmonizing with the Zarxian singers. Together, they created an enchanting sound that filled the air, weaving a tapestry of culture that echoed through the Martian night. Rick, meanwhile, was busy at a booth showcasing Earth's most famous snacks. "Come try these. Popcorn from Earth. The best snack for a galactic adventure," he shouted, waving his arms enthusiastically. The Zarxians approached, their curiosity piqued. "What is this, popcorn?" one asked, their voice melodic. "Only the best. Watch this," Rick said, tossing a handful into the air. The fluffy kernels rained down, and the Zarxians gasped in delight, their colorful outfits shimmering in the festival lights. As the festival continued, the atmosphere grew more festive. People gathered around to share stories, dance, and explore each other's cultures. The joy of collaboration was palpable, and the night seemed to hum with the promise of a bright future. Later, as the evening began to wind down, Alex found himself standing beside the friendship wall, now adorned with even more vibrant art. The colors blended beautifully, symbolizing the bond forged over the past few weeks. Mia joined him, her expression contemplative. "I can't believe how far we've come. From an impending invasion to this, an incredible festival." Alex nodded, watching the crowd dance under the Martian stars. "It's amazing what can happen when you open yourself up to the unexpected. We've built something real here." A gentle hand on his shoulder turned him around to see the Zarxian leader approaching. "Dr. Cheng, your people have shown us the beauty of your culture. This night will be remembered for generations to come." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth spread through him. "And it's just the beginning. We have so much more to explore together." As the festival reached its peak, the stage lit up one final time, casting a glow that illuminated the faces of everyone present. Alex stepped forward, microphone in hand, ready to share the last message of the evening. "Tonight, we celebrate unity, creativity, and friendship. Let's continue to build on this foundation as allies and friends." The crowd erupted into cheers, and the night sky filled with laughter and song. Under the Martian stars, two worlds had come together, and in that moment, everything felt possible. As the last notes of music faded into the night, Alex couldn't help but think of the adventures still ahead. With the Zarxians by their side, they were ready to face whatever the universe threw at them. And so, with hearts full of hope and friendship lighting the way, they embarked on a journey that would not only change their lives but perhaps the fate of both Earth and Mars forever.